think we all know him as Damon from the Vampire Diaries. Yeah? Okay, well let's give a warm welcome to Ian Somerhalder. I'm so cold, it's freezing. Freezing in here.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
How are you? It's a special guest reserved. Oh, we got a special guest. There we go.
Everyone's a special guest today.
Wow. By the way, I can't really see anyone, so when I get naked, when I get nervous, I just imagine all of you guys naked. So if you see me looking at you in an odd way, it's just that I'm calling myself.
I'm sure they're not doing the same to you at all.
No. I feel so low.
We can sit on the pillow. Here we go.
I want to be able to sit.
Perfect. So, welcome to Comic-Con. So
Thank
excited
you.
to have you here.
You know what? I'm excited to be here. By the way, this place is huge.
Yeah.
So if you get lost, or lose your children, or yourself, good luck finding any of it. I'm really excited to be here. It's always really great to be with you guys. If I'm a little slow today, I just want you to know I was shooting until 5:15 this morning. So I haven't slept now since Thursday night.
So shooting season 7, right?
We're shooting season 17, it
17.
feels like.
So there's been tons of buzz about this.
Can you guys see me over there? Yeah? What about you guys? That's all I need to know.
We got you up on the screens too.
Oh
They can see you on the screens.
Sorry.
Well, let's talk
Okay,
about
a little
season
time.
7. I know that you're probably like running on empty right now, but all the buzz going around is that we're reverting back to season 1, Damon. Little bad boy action going on here.
I think that was the goal. I don't know if we've achieved that yet, but I'm confident we will.
Well, the journey you've had with Damon, I mean, you know, with Elena, and you've kind of regained your humanity. I don't really think you can lose your humanity again. You're a pretty level-headed vampire.
I know, it's so boring. Who wants to be level-headed? At least on screen. We need a lot more of us to be a little more level-headed off screen. It's when you shoot one of these things. I had never been involved in anything for this long. I was on a show called Lost, and they killed my ass.
You're too early.
They killed my ass in the first season. Probably because I was late a couple of times, or who knows. I didn't like the catering enough, I don't know. But I've been so fortunate and grateful to play this guy. And I was just talking to a group of people, and I thought, see you guys. And I thought, how does this guy survive? How is this? This guy is really an asshole. He's brutal.
All the time.
Most of the time.
Okay. Like
He does some really gnarly stuff. And I mean, I was going back in my head and going back to season 1. This guy was sort of forcing himself on young women and then eating them and controlling their minds. What a dick! But then you make him a little vulnerable and you make him a little fun, and all of a sudden it's this guy that could go and like wipe out an entire orphanage, and people will make excuses. You know what? He was having a bad day. Elena was mad at him, or something you find for this guy. And I thought, so fortunately, we have ISF, and yeah, exactly. At least I redeemed myself off the screen. But I'm really, truly grateful to have this guy. And going back to the question, which is, is what we thought was going back to this sort of season 1 Damon. I haven't gotten there yet, but I'm confident that the writing will. There's a lot of setup, a lot just happened, obviously. So we're gonna fight for that. I think that that's truly what the character deserves, and he deserves to go off the rails a little bit. I mean, his girlfriend is in a box. And she said to him, live your life, don't wait for me. And that's what he did before, waiting for Catherine. He wasn't exactly a saint.
Very true. Very true. So you've been directing a lot, which I'm sure has been so fun for you.
Directing's amazing.
Are you going to do that a lot in the next season as well?
I won't do it a lot, but I'll get to do it some. I'm really super excited. You know, I think if anybody knew what went into a 44 or 46-minute episode of television, it would blow your mind. Even bad television like we make.
Whatever.
No, but it's really an unbelievable testament to the unsung heroes of this business are the artisans and the crew that makes this show actually happen. And I was with these guys at 5 o'clock this morning in the woods. I mean, whoa. It's a lot of energy that we put into this, and so I hope that it's well received, and that I hope it makes you laugh or smile or cry or feel anything. Feel anything at all.
Well, we're excited. We can't wait. We are so pumped. I have one last question, and then we'll get to
I don't want to keep babbling. I want you guys asking nice questions. That's why you're here.
Well, I'd like to know, is there going to be any crossover originals in the future? I just think like you and Klaus on screen, Elijah, you guys all can we at least just like rally for it?
I mean, I really miss their accents. They have those great accents.
They do. They say roast a lot.
Particularly, Elijah and Klaus just have those accents. I don't know about crossover. I mean, we're just so focused on trying to keep our ship sailing. Maybe Klaus and Elijah and Damon and Stefan could have like a Vegas bender or something.
We'd be fine with that.
Aren't there casinos in Chicago on the river or something? I mean,
sorry guys?
Yeah. Maybe meet up in Chicago.
Get to some fan questions. Let's start over here. Say your name. We can see you actually, so this is good.
Yes. I'm imagining you all naked. It's calming me.
It's calming me too.
I feel good about this. Tell me.
Hi, my name is Rachel, and
Hi.
I love you so much.
Hi, Rachel. My name is Ian, and love right back.
So my question is,
No. Next question.
if Damon was here in real life and he met the whole cast, including yourself, who would he dislike the most and who would he like the most?
What do you mean? Damon is here. How insane would that be if I literally vamped out and ate all of you right now? I would be high as a kite for 6 months on blood. And probably pretty wasted from various substances that have been consumed in the last 24 hours in this room. Who would he like? The younger me, we would have gotten along pretty well. But I'm just too tired and too responsible for that shit now. People like Damon actually kind of make me nervous. My acting coach, this woman Ivana Chubbuck, who, if you're ever interested in my process and the process of a lot of actors you know, or a lot of women who won Oscars, and men really. This woman really has created this system that's pretty incredible. And she coined this phrase in the beginning of season 1, which was, once we really sort of realized this man and his actions and his desires, Damon is one of those really scary people who has ill intent, but for righteous reasons. And those are the scariest people in the world. I mean, look at what's going on in the world. Look at the fundamentalism in the world. Those people, and there's fundamentalism here in this country, but people like that believe in what they're doing. So to them, they're righteous in their actions. Those are the scariest people. And that's Damon. But he's a lot of fun. And he is that guy who can literally go in and wipe out an entire orphanage. And then the audience will go, oh, well, you know, Elena was really mad at him. He was having a bad day. It's okay that he killed 25 kids. It's okay. That's this character, and it's baffling and amazing at the same time that he's that much fun, and he's sort of that. Look, this is the guy who has the same look on his face if he's saving a kitten or ripping your throat out. It's the same, which is kind of cool from a character standpoint. I think Damon would really want to chill with me and Zach Rohrig and Matt Davis and Paul Wesley. We can be pretty, and Michael Malarkey. We get pretty rowdy. Damon would definitely like to hang out with Chris Wood. He's a pretty beautifully demented man. I think he'd have a good time. He'd probably drink us all under the table. I've never seen a man that can drink as much as Damon Salvatore. Because you ever notice how we pour bourbon into... Actually, there's a story of why Damon drinks bourbon that's coming. I just shot the scene a couple days ago. It's actually pretty cute.
Like take the edge off, or is it deeper?
No, it's just the story of why he drinks bourbon versus whatever else.
Like vodka or anything like that?
Yeah, or wine or whatever. It's a cool little story. But I will say look, going into season 7 of a television show, I don't envy our writers. It's an exorbitant amount of information coming up with these stories, but we're trying, man. We're gonna push it as hard and as fast and as dynamic as we possibly can. I mean, I know you guys give us a lot of leeway because you start to fall in love with characters, so you give us a little leeway, and so I'm really grateful. I'll try and say my lines right and take my shirt off as much as I can.
Do you have a lot of influence into your character? Like, do you communicate with the writers a lot, or are you just kind of, they're like, get out of here? Yeah.
Yeah, we're all family. Yeah, we communicate with the writers. What am I doing? Help. What am I saying? Where am I going? Yes, I want to be as involved as they will let me until they fire me.
That'll never happen. Okay, let's move over to this side.
What's up, man? Hey, thank you for your question. Guys, I hope you have enough energy to listen to me babble, and you've had enough coffee, and you weren't out drinking too late.
Got all day.
I'll try and make it as short and sweet as possible.
So, how do you think Boone would have reacted to Oliver if they was trapped on the same island? And like Boone,
Wait, reacted to who?
Oliver Queen, if they was trapped on the same island, how do you think Boone would have felt getting over to like Slade, Dexter, Real Girl, all of that?
You know, I often think back to why they killed me on Lost. And I think, which is something I didn't do with Damon, which is people like to see conflicted people, but through humor. Humor is a medicine for pain. It's a Band-Aid. It's what we all have, because what do we all have in our lives? Lots of fucking pain. Boone, unfortunately, and this was my fault as an actor, Boone was a little bitch. Boone was a spoiled, rich little bastard. who couldn't smile to save his life. And I'm pretty funny. I mean, as far as like my friends go, they say I'm typically a pretty funny person. Why on earth, living in Hawaii, having so much fun, skinny dipping with our cast like 3 days a week, why didn't Boone fucking smile more? So Boone probably would have picked it apart, exposed to all these elements, and just said, I want my cappuccino, and who can I write a check to get me the fuck out of here? That's probably how Boone would have reacted. The now Boone, if I was going back and playing Boone, Boone would have walked in there like Damon and just fuck shit up.
I think I saw.
Great question, dude.
I think I saw in an interview when you first were cast as Damon that you actually talked to Josh Holloway, who plays Sawyer on Lost, as inspiration for Damon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sawyer is a great deal of inspiration. Josh Holloway is an amazing actor, and he was really, Sawyer is a really great character. One of the most conflicted and funniest dudes ever. And I feel that way on, Vampire Diaries. I had to think which show. You know, listen, at the end of the day, not to demean the material, and I've even said this to Peter Roth, president of Warner Brothers Television, at the end of the day, this is a, mom's calling. This is a soapy teen vampire drama, like melodrama shit. So the least I can do is have fun and bring a lot of edge to it. And this guy is really fun. And the dynamic that Julie and Kevin Williamson created was phenomenal. And, you know, I often go back and think about how this stuff hit. It just hit perfectly in 2009. And, you know, Nikki and I have this conversation all the time. Twilight and Vampire Diaries were literally, well, it's even funnier, two actors from literally the biggest vampire franchises in the history of entertainment. But listen, like watching how that struck a chord. Vampire Diaries wouldn't work now. You guys wouldn't give two shits about Vampire Diaries if it was just airing. You wouldn't. It was that one perfect moment. And I'm so thankful that this dude came about as a result of it. I've learned so much about confidence and humor playing this character, which with confidence, humor, and a little vulnerability, you can overcome anything in the world. Problem is, Damon doesn't really learn from his mistakes. And he's 174 years old, in love with an 18-year-old. Talking about rocking or robbing the cradle is what I should. I think it's a little bit of both. Robbing and rocking the coffin cradle. I mean, what do you expect, dude? You're in love with an 18-year-old. Not that 18-year-olds aren't amazing and smart and capable. But you're like, there you go. You must be 17 looking forward to being 18. But I mean, the guy's 175 years old. He does the same shit over and over again.
And now Elena's gone, so he has to rely on Stefan. Hopefully he doesn't go Ripper style. Well, actually, I think we all like Stefan as a Ripper.
Stefan's so much more fun
yeah,
as a Ripper.
he's a lot more fun. But who's gonna keep you balanced? Or have you learned?
Bourbon.
Bourbon. Ah.
The way to balance is bourbon. Although, I don't know if any of you drink bourbon, but if you drink too much bourbon, after like a day or two, you get some serious heartburn. And I often think when it's 7 in the morning and I'm pouring that drink and just Damon's sipping it. I've sipped a lot of amazing bourbon. That shit burns. And I used to just, in the moment, when you drink a little bit of it, you know, there's heat, there's alcohol to it. I'm not literally drinking in the show. But in the show, I used to sort of feel that. It was present. And now, it's just like... And I often think, what 12-year-olds think when they see this guy with a drink in his hand every scene. They just, it's just Damon. Balance.
What is Damon's bourbon of choice?
The most expensive, balanced, like 23-year-old Pappy Van Winkle. Yeah, that shit's good. Which is really sad now that it's selling for like $2,000 a bottle online. That's just supply and demand, but it is good. Whenever I can beg one of my friends to give me a taste of it.
Nice.
But no, Damon, he'll drink anything. But he prefers good stuff because he's
a classy guy.
a classy guy. And he's
Yeah.
170-something years old. At some point, you reach and you say, I want some good shit, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Are you guys awake in here? That's awesome. Hi. I know you. Yeah, you do, girl. I won't tell anyone. Shh. I forgot we're in a room full of people.
I think we got another question.
Hey, talk to me,
here.
woman. I'll go faster. Sorry, I don't want to waste your time.
I
At
was
least you're being
wondering
special.
if you're a super fan of anything nerdy, like we are in Vampire Diaries. Or more.
A super fan of it. I was. I'm pretty nerdy. I mean, when it comes to things like technology, and it used to be plays and theater, and I grew up in the theater world, thankfully, because it taught me a lot about acting. I don't know, man. I mean, I'm really a nerd about a lot of shit. While everyone else is out partying now, I'm literally sitting in bed or in my office or sitting downstairs with all my animals, researching, I'm really kind of more of a geek now toward the stuff that I'm pursuing that's changing the globe. Whether it be super regenerative, aggressive regenerative agriculture, or new technologies that are coming along that we can really, really, really use, there's my phone, really use to distribute media and content. And, actually, to be honest with you, because I didn't realize that Vampire Diaries had a DC comic. There are Vampire Diaries comics. And they're freaking cool.
Yeah.
They're really good. It's better than my acting on screen.
Oh, whatever.
And Damon always is in really good shape. And on the page, he never has to go to the gym. And I started realizing, I was reading it, and I was getting into the story, and I thought, this is cool, man. Because I never really read comics or graphic novels, as we call them now. And actually, Matt Fox got me into reading graphic novels when we were shooting Lost in Hawaii, which was a long time ago now. But I started reading these Vampire Diaries comics, and I just realized, oh shit, that's how you get sucked into this stuff. Whether you're on a plane, train, the toilet, it's a great place to read comics. It's very calm, quiet. I don't know, man. I am a geek. I just can't label the property. All I do is research shit, and you should see my favorites page. It's everything from Vampire Diaries comics to cold fusion possibilities. So, yeah, I'm a boring old man now. Wow.
Okay, next question over here.
What's up, man?
What's up? Hey, I'm Troy from Minnesota. How's it going?
What's up, dude?
So
I've never seen so many men. There's a lot of testicles in this room. I'm feeling empowered. I don't feel as scared usually.
Dudes love you too.
Dudes are-
Guys love Damon.
So first of all, since you're picturing us naked, how do I look? I've been working out.
Badass, dude. Hell yeah.
Okay, seriously though, as an actor, who do you prefer more playing? A Dick Damon, which I prefer, or a sensitive, sweet Damon?
Dick Damon. The problem with, look, by the way, and Paul and I have had to volley through this. And Julie and Kevin had to really pound this into my thick skull. Because by season 2, when Damon was getting all sappy and soppy and shit, I freaked out. Me, Ian. And I was literally calling them at 2 in the morning, saying, what are you doing? Because I signed on to play this villain character, this badass dude who did some really gnarly shit, but he was a lot of fun. And they said, you have to realize you can't just be the one-trick pony. Damon can't just be the bad guy for 6 years, which is what contract you signed, Ian. This is a 120 plus episode arc of this man.